How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Men. Today we're diving back into Dexter season number 8, episode number 11. We only got one more to go after this. Last episode left me more annoyed than it did sad. Like, I'm sad to see the way that Vogel had to go out, but Dexter's decisions this season, they're just so annoying, you know? I'm not gonna put everything on one person, you know? There's just so many factors to, like, take into account this season, which is another big issue. You know, there's the factor of Hannah and the mental state that Dexter gets in when she's around. You know, he gets very hazy, very foggy, extremely emotional. He wants to leave for Argentina. Like, his line last episode, "I wish we could leave," you know, he can. And he could have, and that would have probably saved Vogel's life. Her son, Daniel, there's just very little humanization for his character. We got a little bit, you know, you can kind of feel for him. Oh, he was like tortured and whatnot, which is horrible. You know, those mental institutions taking advantage of people like that, but quickly dehumanized when he killed his own mother. So, like, there's no real reason to root for Daniel. He's literally just a villain. Like, there's no nuance to his character. There's like nothing to him. Probably going to be going after Daniel even harder now. There's the complication of Hannah. The marshal is on the case with her, and that implicates pretty much everybody surrounding Dexter. So Deb, she's involved. Hannah, Harrison's going to be caught in it somehow as well. Jamie might get caught up. Jamie doesn't know anything, but still, she was around Dexter a lot. Of course, Dexter. We're going to see how they end things off here. I don't know where we're going. I assume it's going to be pretty bad. So, let's roll it. Don't tell me we're going to get another twist and turn. Monkey in a box, I assume.
And I ignored her. For that, she paid the price with her life. Now I have to remove myself from her life.
Oof, yeah. All that evidence with Harry. I mean, he's not wearing gloves or anything. Although I doubt they're going to do like a extremely heavy sweep of DNA. Maybe just around Vogel and where she died. So all could have been avoided.
The last time I was in a pool of my mother's blood, I was too young to do anything about it. But I'm no longer a child.
Again, great cinematography. I like that.
So you pull up to the house, you see the door kicked in.
Yeah, I ran in, that's when I found her.
Talking to the neighbors, one of them saw a white male in his 40s take off in a white or gray pickup.
Like, wasn't it out front, though? Like I said, he just, like, went around the house and got in his car. Like, again, I know it was a heavily emotional moment for Dexter. As he mentioned, again, like, that wasn't even something I really considered too much. You know, the second mother angle.
Much as I could use the hand, a defense attorney would have a field day with a forensic tech who not only found the murder, but knew the victim and then worked it.
So I'll see you first thing in the morning.
Last day on the job.
Saxon may have a head start, but I intend to catch up.
I mean, yeah, he kind of has to go after Saxon now, because he's probably going to have a personal vendetta against him.
Evelyn's dead.
Jesus Christ, you all right?
Evelyn was...
I know. If it weren't for her.
We might not have found our way back to each other.
You gonna go after Saxon?
Yes.
She was important to me too, Dex.
Deb, you're putting yourself in the same position you've been trying to avoid.
Understand this. If I get Saxon my way, I'm not handing him over to you.
She's going to make herself a serial killer. That's 3 for her. 3 personals, at least. I'm pretty sure she killed the guy.
2 days until I start a new life with Hannah.
Good news.
Packing up the apartment.
We have 5 people coming by to see your place today.
Oh, Syl. Wow. Way to bring her back. I forgot that she was a real estate agent. Yeah, that's awesome.
Taking the listing on such short notice, Syl.
Of course. I was happy to get the call. Harrison's gotten so big. So why the sudden move?
That's wild, man. Back when things were pretty simple. Back in season 3. Crazy.
After Miguel, I downsized. Focused on the kids.
You put Monkey in a box.
You guys are really going.
Yeah, it almost happened, but Dad snatched it up, you know? Well, Dexter was iffy about it. I mean, way to bring back Syl in that situation, too. She was trying to sell it back then. Season 3.
Why don't you tell Dexter my great idea?
And Miss Sill has offered to list my house with her agency so we can buy something bigger together.
You're just throwing money away on that apartment.
This hospital closed for years. Saxon issued a demolition permit, but it's still standing. The perfect...
Interesting that he's an inspector for buildings too, though, you know, because he had those fires.
Quinn is looking for you. The swab thing in the interrogation room.
Dex, come in.
Hi, Dexter.
We got to your apartment and it was totally cleaned out.
I couldn't stay at my old place. I spent so much time there with Cassie.
2 weeks, though.
Business is here. My friends. Family. And when I heard there was an alert out for me,
Is he, like, Irish or Scottish? There's just, like little things in the way that he speaks.
You wanted to cooperate.
Open.
It's not super noticeable, but can't really pinpoint it.
You plan on any more moves?
I'll be sure to let you know.
Good.
Yeah, so he's sticking around. Way to get that message across to Dexter.
Saxon agreed to a standard.
He'll give us a match or fucking lineal match to his mother.
Yeah, suddenly he's no longer Oliver Saxon. He's Daniel Vogel, Dr. Vogel's psychopathic son who died in a fire at a psychiatric hospital.
Don't you want him for yourself?
I just want him taken care of.
Well, that's new coming from you.
Wish he would have had this change of heart before it took Vogel's life. He never took it out.
What the fuck is this?
Kept it around just in case they decided to marry somebody else from work.
Guy's a fucking klepto.
So, of course, he's been a recurring mentioned character. I think we've seen him like a couple times. That is something I like about the season, I guess, and last season. Some continuity with characters coming back and tying in old elements.
This old hospital, Saxon's private sanitarium.
I like that, though. The contrasting colors there. The teal and orange, complementary. If there's one thing I can praise about this season, a lot, is just, you know, the cinematography has been great.
Saxon's kill room. This is clearly a special place for him. You can stake out the building. Wait for him.
I don't have time to wait, as long as he's dead.
That doesn't sound like the old Dexter.
Honestly, Harry doesn't sound like the old Harry. It might be highlighted in that fact, you know. Dexter's changing, I guess. His perception of Harry would change in that way, I guess, too.
Everything Saxon downloaded about me from Vogel's computer is on this.
Special projects. Jay Mitchell.
All his kills. They're all
Jonah
here.
Mitchell. Cassie, Zach, Vogel, Deb, Jay Mitchell. Yeah, the only Jay Mitchell that I could think of would be Jonah.
I can bring him to me.
Okay, it seems like a blonde woman matching Hannah McKay's description walked into urgent care with a young boy named Harrison Morgan. She gave your name and address.
My nephew's been staying with me since Dexter put his condo on the market. He busted his chin and I took him in to get him stitched up.
Oh, Deb. No.
Well, then she needs to get her fucking eyes checked because I haven't been blonde since.
Maybe some cameras in the hospital, maybe?
All right, welcome back, Detective. I'll be in touch.
Man, I mean, like, I guess what other option did you really have to say there? But, like, such a mess. Papa's. I'm glad he kept the restaurant even though he decided to stay on the force.
You know they're really gonna miss you, right? Maybe you should go in there and pretend you're gonna miss them too.
It's no longer pretend.
Well, gain a Morgan, lose a Morgan. Harry would have been proud of the two of you.
It seems so disjointed, though. This whole situation.
Yeah, I should probably get going.
Oh, nonsense. For the next 6 hours, you're still working for me. You're not going anywhere. That's an order.
Ordered to drink.
Look, I'm sorry about that whole plot thing. You know, this whole father-daughter thing is still kind of new, you know?
Yeah, I know, it's cool.
So random. I don't even know what to I don't even know what to say about half this stuff.
Hey, Sil, what's up?
Jack, I'm so glad I caught you. Listen, I know it's last minute, but I've got somebody who wants to see the place.
Oh no, it's gonna be Saxon, huh? Let's hope Sil is safe. I would hate for them to bring her back to kill her.
You were like a pig in shit.
Thanks. I think you're a good friend, Angel.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. So you'll forgive me for this.
He's always had an appreciation for Angel, you know, season 2. Saying if he were to be a normal person, he would want to be like Angel.
If I got to choose a person, like a real person, to be like, out of anyone, it'd be you.
We wish you and Harrison luck in whatever comes next. To Dexter.
Thank you. I'll miss you guys too.
This is Oliver Saxon.
Again.
I have a proposal. We walk away.
Walk away.
Both of us.
Suspicious. But if this is true...
Go on with your life, or come after me. But choose poorly. Like Mom. And you will lose.
You seem pretty sure of yourself.
It's appealing to that competitive nature that Dexter has. I don't know.
The choice is yours.
I think Vogel said that earlier this season.
Yeah, I think I can live with that.
I'll let Mrs. Prado know I've put an offer on the table.
Like, it would have gone so smoothly, you know? If Vogel had taught her son, like, it definitely would have been way different because Daniel is clearly way more of a in-the-box psychopath than Dexter seems to be. Dexter leaving, and then we have another Bay Harbor butcher right in his place.
I just need you to talk to her, take a look around. So if you're still interested in that reward, I suggest you find a way to patch things up with her.
I hope you like dolmas. Just trying to keep myself busy. You should go on one of those cooking shows, you know, the competition ones.
Yeah, Hannah McKay. That'll be a fun edit.
My grandma has this really great recipe for fried green tomatoes. It's amazing. Some good old Southern cuisine. In case you want some more.
This is the problem.
Sorry, Gram's always
with
went
this
heavy
whole
on the
route.
pepper.
You should probably just leave your apron and check yourself out right now.
The only way I'm leaving is if you shoot me, and we both know you're not going to do that.
Kitchen nightmares. Oh man, I can see it now.
Man,
Actually, now it's not a very good time.
expecting company.
Kind of get the fuck out of my house.
He has all the information he needs. But the fact that he just like pushed in like that.
Dex, we have a problem. Elway was just here.
Elway?
He acted like he was dropping by to talk with Deb, but she's pretty sure that he was here looking for me. She thinks that he knows that I'm here.
You gotta be careful. I don't know if they're like watching on the outside.
I get it. I get that this is something that you feel like you have to do, that this is who you are,
It's
but...
not who I want to be. I have to do this first. There's no other way. I will be there.
I'm surprised she didn't like put on a hoodie. Like, what is...
For what it's worth, I think Dexter's making a huge mistake going after Saxon.
Plain as day, no sunglasses, nothing. Like, if she's so prolific on the news that nurse like picked up on who she was almost immediately. Checking into a hotel?
I will.
If she gets caught up and spotted at the hotel, I'm just gonna say, everybody in this scenario is stupid. Like, what are they doing? Wow, yeah, the last researching kill in the apartment.
Came into my house and threatened my family.
Now you're sounding like the old Dexter again.
It didn't used to matter who was on my table, as long as someone was. But now,
It's personal.
it's been personal for a long time.
And that need you used to feel.
Guess we really picked up the show when it started to get personal. Before that, well, I guess I'll find out if I watch Original Sin, but
And what I need is her.
You're not gonna fucking believe this. Saxon is related to Vogel. He's her son.
You're kidding me.
Thought all the family was dead. You think this fucker killed his mother along with Cassie?
everything's fallen into line.
Saxon's DNA came back.
One last steak dinner in the apartment.
This is your last night in Miami, and we are having dinner together.
I'm expecting company.
Saxon,
After everything you've been through, I don't want...
listen to me. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is gonna stand in the way of me having one more night with my brother.
Wow. Deb's corruption. Wild. Very sad to see, honestly.
Access the manifest for the flights in the next few days, then cross-check those names with passport photos.
So while you do whatever it is you're gonna do, I'm gonna tail the Morgan, see if they'll lead me to her.
I'm surprised they didn't like just stake out the house. They could have had everything they needed. They weren't being extra careful or anything. Hannah wasn't wearing a hoodie, sunglasses, wasn't trying to hide her identity. They could have just sat outside of Deb's house and seen everything.
After tomorrow, you're not gonna be here. What the fuck does that look like?
We both start over.
Every time I've been a complete mess, you've been there for me.
Dad and Vogel gave me the code so I'd know the right thing to do, but you've always just known.
But don't ever think that it was the code that made you a good brother. There's a human being in there.
Yeah, for as much as he wants to deny it. I mean, to be fair, though, like, a lot of the people in his life that knew about him told him that he wasn't human.
Were recently obtained by Channel 8 News. Miami...
He wants to take a last stab at me. Now he has to do it tonight.
But where's that stab going to land? That's the issue. You know, is he going to come for Dexter? Is he going to come for everything Dexter loves and then Dexter? That's what happened with Trinity. Trinity didn't go for Dexter. He went for who Dexter cared about. Take me back to season 1 a little bit with Rudy.
Green motherfucker.
Thanks, Deb.
Oh, hey. I mean, we have 1 episode left, so it's, I guess, maybe dealing with the Hannah situation.
Welcome home. Should have walked away, left Miami when you could.
Miami's a great city. Love the Cuban food. Nice weather.
Kind of like Dexter's initial monologue.
Miami is a great town. I love the Cuban food.
Never been good at relationships. Too much anger towards women, I suppose. I can thank my mother for that.
No, that's all on you.
Definitely take responsibility for your own actions, but we can't negate the factors of the environment that cause our psyches to shift and change. There are reasons for things that don't necessarily downplay the person's involvement, right? It's just about understanding.
This is usually my favorite moment. The kill. But no, I don't even want to be here. I don't need to kill you.
Then don't. Walk away.
I will.
What? Come on. Oh, this is not a good move. I mean, I get it. You know, like, I'm not complaining that he's not going to kill somebody, right? Such a weird way that this show makes you, like, think about things, right? But I just feel like that's just a dumb move. Like, he should have just taken care of business, got on with his life. That's what I'm talking about. This is so dumb.
Saxon's in here. Arrest him.
You can at least fucking hug me.
This is just for right now. It's not forever.
I know that fuckface.
Are you sure about this, Dexter?
I am.
I think he should have taken care of business.
You don't need me anymore.
Oh man, we're saying goodbye to Harry. I was just thinking about how that might go, you know? Probably wouldn't be any hugs. I mean, he is just a figment of his imagination. Oh, the marshal's gonna get in there first, huh?
I was abducted by the man who was just here. Did you see him?
No, I didn't see anybody.
Get me out of here, please, before he comes.
Exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Don't move.
Did he just, like, grab the marshal's gun? At least he already called in backup.
Detective Deborah Morgan had been shot.
I lived in shadows for so long, until the dark became my world. But over time, the people in my life flipped on a light.
I mean, yeah, Dexter's totally right, you know, in that he has no compass without the code. He makes so many mistakes without it guiding him, you know. Without these guidelines, he's just flies by the seat of his pants, and it almost always lands him in the wrong place. But yeah, I liked that shot at the end there, yeah. With Harrison and Dexter walking out of the apartments, kind of like tying into the intro, I think. The intro that we've had for the past 8 seasons, they haven't changed it up once. We haven't gotten like new elements to it or anything like that. But, you know, that last little piece of him locking up the apartment and walking out, now he's doing it with Harrison. Dexter, you know, all these decisions that he's making, they can have an explanation. It just all just seems so jumbled and dumb. Like I feel like he should be making so many different choices, and like what some of the characters are saying. Like Harry, for example, we said goodbye to him in this episode, which is crazy, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me, if that makes sense. You know, like things just don't add up. Everything is just thrown at you, and I don't know, it just leaves me in a place where, yeah, there are moments throughout this episode where I was like kind of excited, you know, seeing Syl come back. That was cool. Seeing all like these little cinematography techniques and different aspects that they're tying in and stuff like that. But like the story itself, I'm just like, man, it's not good, you know? It's not good. Like it should. They're trying to straddle 2 different stories, it seems like. These 2 separate stories, which could have been their own seasons, and it might be a situation where, again, like I don't really know the background of what happened. I know 7 and 8 were greenlit at the same time. Maybe they were just going to plan on ending it in season 8, and if that was the plan, I don't know why they wanted to shove all this stuff in, because it seems like this season should have been 2 seasons. Like the Hannah McKay angle could have been its own season, and Vogel could have been its own season, right? Like season 8 could have been Vogel in dealing with the situation. We could have got a lot more humanization for Daniel. We could have like fell for his character more, got some more background on him, learned more about him, so that it would be more of a compelling angle. Because right now he's just an antagonist. Like there's nothing for him. Like there's nothing to really feel for him. And then the Hannah McKay angle could have been season 9 if they did a season 9, right? Maybe we could have been introduced to Elway in season 8. Deb's dealing with a bunch of stuff. She goes to Elway. She starts to work for Elway. We see her work in a couple cases, maybe. Instead of like them shoving all this stuff into one season, new characters, new story angles, then trying to make everything smushed together into something that's a story, and it's just rushed. And that makes it kind of annoying to watch, you know? There's no time to really think about things. There's no time to get to know people and get like an emotional attachment to things. Like that, the whole Hannah McKay coming in to the house, you know, knocking Dexter and Deb out, right? That could have been the end of season 8. And it would have been a great cliffhanger to leave us off on. Of course, we would have had to get introduced to Vogel, but like we wouldn't. I feel like Dexter and Deb might have been able to work out their issues without Vogel. I know that she was a very integral mediator between them in this season. At least that's the narrative that they pushed forward. They needed her help to really sort out their issues. Somebody that wasn't going to judge Dexter for being who he was because she created him, and then somebody who wasn't going to judge Deb for doing what she's done, and you know, having that understanding of both worlds. Vogel being somewhat normal. I don't think she's completely normal. Just a lot. It's just a lot. Going into this next episode, Daniel is still an issue. Dexter, he's had so many opportunities to have this good life that he wants. He's had so many opportunities to walk away. And then when he decides to walk away, it's the worst time to walk away, you know? It's like if he wanted to walk away, he should have walked away when Vogel asked him to walk away, right? Instead of walking away when he has a guy on the table who knows everything about him. And I mean, like, I guess he doesn't really care about that because he's leaving, but still, man, like, what situation is that gonna put Deb in, right? If he starts talking about Dexter and Deb, right, and everything about Dexter. And like, it was going all right for the first half, you know? Like, there was pacing issues early on, but at the same time, you know, it was a pretty compelling angle to explore, but then they just started to throw stuff in, like, hey, what if we bring this in and that in and this and that in? Let's make Dexter dumb. Like, let's, you know, dumb where it counts. You know, he can clear a crime scene without any DNA evidence, but, you know, when it comes to making these decisions, which I guess makes sense for his character, like I was mentioning at the end here, without the code, he's really just flying by the seat of his pants, and it doesn't end well. So, yeah, we're going to head into the next episode here. If you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.